We all want to achieve our Millennium Development Goals. But no low-income, fragile or conflict-affected country has yet achieved a single MDG. Some of our specific challenges are easy to see. For example, how can we achieve universal primary education if our schools have been burnt down and our teachers are scattered? How can we improve maternal health if state institutions are so weak vital services cannot be delivered? How can we end poverty if our governments don't have the ability to execute the most basic functions like security? And how can we strive for global partnerships if we're fighting inside our own borders? What can we do to achieve our Millennium Development Goals? 19 fragile and conflict-affected countries, represented by the G7+, along with development partners, international organizations and partner countries, came together in an international dialogue for peacebuilding and state-building to consider this very question, and the answer: the MDGs cannot be built without foundations, beginning with peace, created by strong state institutions, and state institutions necessary to deliver services and maintain peace. These foundations are what we call the Peacebuilding and Statebuilding Goals, the PSGs. 5 Peacebuilding and Statebuilding Goals have been identified. The first, legitimate politics, foster inclusive political settlements and conflict resolution. The second, security, establish and strengthen people's security. The third, justice, address injustices and increase people's access to justice. The fourth is economic foundations, generate employment and improve livelihoods. The fifth is revenue and services, manage revenue and build capacity for accountable and fair service delivery. Each of the 5 peacebuilding and state-building goals will have associated targets and indicators. So, as with the MDGs, progress towards the goals can be measured. We cannot be successful in achieving our MDG targets without focusing on these critical foundations. The Peacebuilding and State-Building Goals are the foundations needed to achieve the Millennium Development Goals. For us to achieve the PSGs, we have committed to work with trust for results and focus so that engagement supports country-owned and led pathways out of fragility. With trust, there is two-way transparency and a willingness to take risks as well as manage those risks. Development partnerships will work towards using country systems in a way that strengthens capacity. And we will be conscious of time, allowing both predictable and flexible aid. To focus, we will use a fragility assessment to help us assess where we are as a nation. We will develop one vision, one plan, country-owned and country-led. A compact will be used to implement the plan, using the PSGs to measure and monitor progress at the country level. Support for political dialogue and leadership will be increased. Trust and focus is the roadmap to say goodbye to conflict and hello to development. Oh, and PS. Now is the time to prioritize and support the PSGs. That's the PS. Get it? Trust and focus. This is the right road to stop conflict, build nations, and end poverty. The only way to do this is to invest now in the PSGs so that the UN can endorse the New Deal, and by 2015 we can make this part of the United Nations MDG architecture. because if the peacebuilding and state-building goals can be set, the Millennium Development Goals can certainly be met.